Atlassian, we believe impossible things are only impossible alone. Space rovers, electric trucks, even something as simple as a pencil was once impossible. Sorry, geniuses, but everything in this world requires collaboration. Teams of all sizes.
Today, we're going to create an avatar that looks and moves like me. We begin by smiling into the camera. I love to smile. Smiling's my favorite. I'm breathing gently for a short second. Is this what breathing looks like? I'm Joanna Stern, and I'm excited to host this video. No, I am the real Joanna.
Okay, so I cloned myself, kinda.
Howdy.
Why? Well, the latest AI tools that generate text and images already make it hard to tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. What's coming next with AI-generated voice and video is going to blur the lines even more.
So I came up with a challenge. Can I replace myself with AI for the day?
Yes, I came up with 4 challenges to see if AI me could sub in for real me. So real me had more time for me things. Or at least that's how I wanted it to go.
So a little creeped out that I'm looking at frozen Joanna.
Okay, let's do this.
Before we get into the challenges, let's talk about my AI avatar, which was made by a startup called Synthesia.
I want to make my avatar.
At a professional studio in New York, the company recorded me doing a series of head movements.
I feel like I'm at the eye doctor.
Okay, and reading through a rather odd pre-written script.
Positive thinking will help you believe in yourself and fill you with self-esteem and confidence.
After that, I headed to an audio studio where I recorded another script for about an hour.
My name is Joanna Stern, and I hereby consent to this audio recording to create a custom voice.
The company took that all and used it as training data and ran it through their AI neural networks.
Hello, Joanna. You don't mind if I call you Joanna, do you?
Okay, so the voice isn't the best. A tool called 11 Labs produced something better after my producer Kenny uploaded 2 hours of my previous recordings. I am the real Joanna.
I am the real Joanna. I am the real Joanna.
Both Synthesia and 11 Labs work similarly. Type in anything and AI Joanna just says it right back.
Synthesia is aimed at companies that want to make internal videos. It charges at least $1,000 to create a custom avatar.
Creating a voice clone with 11 Labs is $5 a month.
Challenge 1, phone calls.
I happened to have a call scheduled that day with Evan Spiegel, the CEO of Snap. The company recently released My AI, a chatbot within the popular app.
Hey, Evan, it's Joanna. Do you worry that if we chat with AI all day, we'll stop talking to our real friends?
Definitely not what we've been seeing. I think that's one of the real benefits of our sort of testing and learning approach here. So far, I think if anything, it's going to become a conversation enhancement and improve the way that people communicate with their friends and family.
Did you think by any chance that my question to you was generated by an AI voice?
No. I mean the first word or two was a little bit of a giveaway, but I thought maybe you were extra serious today.
Even my own sister was pretty fooled when I called her about her dead fish.
Hey, Jules. I just heard about Swimmy Dimmy and I wanted to let you know how sorry I am for your loss. Did you think it was me?
At first, yes, and then no. Like it sounds obviously exactly like you, but just with the fact that like it doesn't pause for talking back.
Challenge 1, pass. Challenge 2, create a TikTok.
I asked ChatGPT to write a TikTok script in the voice of Joanna Stern about an obscure iOS 16 tip. The hardest thing was getting ChatGPT to write the truth. It just made stuff up. Finally, I got a good one, although the writing certainly was not very me. I pasted the script into Synthesia, put a green screen behind my avatar, and exported it. While the WSJ TikTok team edited, I was pretty impressed with the final TikTok.
TikTok fam, it's Joanna Stern, your iOS wizard. Today, we're unearthing the hidden world of back tap gestures.
I love that I did not have to shoot this. I did not have to put on nice clothes, do my hair, do my makeup, say these lines.
But TikTok was less impressed. They picked up on the fact that the avatar never moves its arms, that the mouth movements don't always match the audio, and that there's little facial expression. Synthesia has already started to improve a lot of this in beta versions of its avatars.
Look, I can nod my head.
Challenge 2, fail. Challenge 3, bank biometrics. Instead of asking security questions, some banks use your voice to confirm it's you before transferring you to a customer service rep.
This call will be monitored and recorded, and your voice may be used for verification. Please speak your first and last name, followed by your mailing address.
Joanna Stern.
This is Nikki with Chase Credit Card Services.
It worked. Chase confirmed the voice and put me straight through to a service rep. No additional questions asked. Later in the day, I asked our intern Slav to try to do his best impression of me to see what would happen.
Please speak your first and last name, followed by your mailing address.
Joanna Stern.
Please enter the last 3 digits printed on the signature panel on the back of your card.
See, in Slav's case, the voice biometric system didn't buy it. It asked for further verification. When I reached out to Chase's spokeswoman said, "We use voice biometrics along with a variety of other methods to authenticate customers who call us." She added that to complete requests, customers must provide additional information. Challenge 3, pass. Challenge 4, video calls. I asked ChatGPT to generate some generic meeting phrases and exported videos of my avatar saying them. Then I installed some software on my Mac to pump that video into my Google Meet calls.
That sounds good. Oh, you're muted, Joanna.
Is this the real Joanna? Yeah, this looks like a fake.
That sounds good.
She looks, yeah, what is happening
Hey,
here?
everyone, how did you know that it wasn't me?
It looks like a hologram version of you.
They look imposter for me.
She
Okay,
also didn't make any jokes.
Challenge 4, big fail. So, what did we learn today? We learned that video clones aren't going to fool anyone yet, but AI voices are quite good. We also learned that while you could use these to save time, people could also misuse them. Do I want to avoid going to the studio some days? Yup. Do I fear scammers using our voices to call banks or our families? Yup. Synthesia says it requires those creating avatars to give verbal consent. 11 Labs requires you check a box saying you have permission to use the voice. And the company says it's capable of identifying its voices if they are misused. Either way, it means we're all going to have to be on high alert to tell the real versus the AI.
and finally, stay human, everyone.
Good luck. I am inevitable.
Remember, this was happening about a year or so. So it's moving very fast, and whatever limitations technology introduces you saw, it may very well be taken care of by technology. So the tasks, whatever the fails right now are likely to, that bar will keep on going up very fast.
So how do we feel about watching this video?
Kind of like excited because while it is kind of, there's a lot of opportunities for it to be wrong. It could also be like, I think it could be cool, you know, we have an AI call, it would be like, one thing that would come to mind for like a good use of that would be in stores. If you like don't really go to the store, you want to go buy online, you don't know what's going to look on you. Exactly. You don't know if it's going to fit you.
So you send your clone.
An AI clone and has the measurements of a shirt and that kind of stuff, it could tell you, if you feel a little bit tight in the shoulder area, you just spin it around and do, and like, you can probably put it in an area and see if it would fit what you're talking about.
Beautiful example. Okay.
This is brilliant, and what I'm impressed is that this is the generation gap. That you saw that all this positive. From my generation, we are really afraid of all the misuse and all the
It's gonna be a huge problem.
No,
I would like, same time, like, with the voices, I would probably put like an undertone in there maybe, that isn't in human voices, that you could like, so like, if you're using this voice and you search for this undertone that they have to put in there, and you know it's an AI voice, you said that.
you're right.
what you were referring to is called a watermark.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Yeah. And that is in fact one of the
detection. I'm actually very impressed that you pointed that out as one of the solutions, because later on in the next half of the presentation, when I speak about detection, that is, watermarking is something that researchers are really hopeful about as a technique to detect what is AI generated and what is human generated. But for now, until is lunch here or like 10 minutes? Okay, so let's do an exercise. Let's tell me, just shout out some good uses that you can find. What's your name? Sorry, Sadie. Sadie. So Sadie gave us a wonderful example of, you could send your clone to the store while you sit back at home, right? So what are some other good examples that you can think of that you can use the AI clone for?
I think Google would be pretty good sense if they combined it with like a chat GPT, because in that kind of sense, it could be like, because sometimes you really are just busy like that, but having someone who can stand in for you and take some like you can give it a list of questions you want to ask, something like that, and it reports it, and you can watch it later after you have the chance. And you can go ahead and do something else, like if you have to go to the bank, you have to go, or you're on a drive, you have time.
Okay. So good examples, I guess there are many, but now can you think of some bad examples? Like how, in what ways can this particular thing be misused?
Standing in for somebody when they're not
Standing in for somebody. Facial recognition, what?
Facial recognition, like a phone for security.
Could be bypass. You can just like impersonate you. Fraud. Yes, but can we think of? Yeah, but basically you get the idea, right? That there can be a lot of misuses. So, which brings us to a more imperative question of how do we even detect whether something is AI generated or it is human? But before.
Right now, humans are really good at recognizing each other. So for certain things, like you saw, whenever they had to look at her, they were like, "This isn't a real person."
Yes.
But as it gets better, you're probably going to have to put something in there specifically so they're probably a lot.
Absolutely. So, good, like fair point. So if you ask a human to judge whether you are interacting with a human or an AI system, humans would probably be able to tell that, okay, no, that's a fake. They might take a while to get there, but they will almost certainly eventually do get there.
No, but you see, majority of the people in this field believe that we won't be able to tell whether it is true or fake very soon. Right now, the technology is still a little bit early phase, but very soon you won't be able to say. And so they are all looking for governance, meaning making the government regulation will say that you have to tell that this is computer generated or not. So Europe, for example, is already way ahead of America in making the regulations, a government regulation that you have to essentially declare this is computer generated, this is AI generated, this is that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, okay, so the problem I often have with that point is that a lot of the ways that humans identify other things is still not completely understood. Like even within the field of psychology, I've seen some recent papers and stuff like that. It's still just managing to figure out, like, facial recognition is one because there's so many different muscles that make up the face that they're not still entirely how some of them correlate to understanding. So I feel like while it might get close to something not being ancient, I'm not sure if we quite can tell you if it will be something that can be certified as being AI. Like I don't know if we have the understanding of how humans analyze other humans yet.
No, so think about the following. When the technology gets started, right? Let's say TV pictures, we used to have 480 by 640 TV, and then it went to 1040i, then it went to 1040p. Now it is 4K, and now it is going to 8K. The quality of, let's say, rendering and the fidelity of rendering is going exponentially. NVIDIA just announced that they are seeing, they're coming up with something that will be thousands of times better and faster than what you have today. That means the number of points, for example, you can create for the face is substantially improving. Furthermore, the algorithm that drives, the muscles, they are, they can be now extremely detailed and fine grained. So currently the training points, for example, let's say that creates the muscle movements are, let's say million, you can quickly, this can easily go to billion, and then the ability to discern this thing would be not possible for most humans.
Yeah, I
And so,
understand.
so that game is getting, I think the limitations of computers are strong, quickly being filled now and very rapidly. So you will see that very soon.
I understand that from a technological standpoint. I just don't see if we can really tell whether humans will be able to decide or not, because we don't have enough understanding of the subject yet. So I feel like it's still kind of a gray area. Like speaking in terms of computer technology advances, it's like, yes, it's rising exponentially. Do more. But I mean, the fact remains we haven't had the experience of that whether to be able to understand it or not.
Okay,
We don't understand enough about it.
You could possibly argue, that human has some very final powers that we are still not aware. It will still be, getting the machine. I don't believe so. And certainly there are so many other uses, such as unlocking your phone, or with face or sound. Those will be easily beat. And now this outside chance that you are holding on to, that from computer science, psychology, there is just so humans look into many factors. Let's say currently you may beat just by the vision, but next you say, okay, now vision and speech together. Next you will say, you can add on modality and you can make it harder and harder for computer to beat the humans. But in all of those things, there is massive things going on. So here is the thing that happened, and why many of us believe that is. You guys might have heard of Jeffrey Hinton. He's called father of the modern AI. He's the one that in 2012 with his students published a paper that led to the deep, learning evolution. His company was bought by Google. Because of that, he's was Google employee for these years. He just resigned a month ago from Google, and the reason is that he, like me, used to feel that the AGI, augmented general intelligence, that AI is human-like, is years away. I remember tweeting myself that I do not think AGI or singularity, another word for that, will be achieved in my lifetime. And many people, and at that time when I tweeted that, I think Jeffrey Hinton also believed the same. And now he has changed the view, and he says that I feel that the pace, earlier we thought it would be 30, 40 years old, so we'll have time to figure out. He thinks that if you hear his interview and all that interviews, he says that the pace is so fast that it could happen in 2 to 5 years. And so that's why he, there are thousands of scientists and technology leaders who said we should take a break from the, from the further development beyond GPT-4. Some others don't necessarily agree with that, but they say there must be regulation that prevents that. So in this change is very rapid. It's all in the matter of, I think, basically since GPT 3.5 and on, this is sudden change in people, many of us who are skeptic that AI will be as good as human or will beat, well, in some things AI beats human handily, like radiology image, accuracy of radiology image and interpretation. But even for the general intelligence aspects of it, now in the last few months, the thing has changed. So it's really changing very rapidly. Let's see how it goes, but I think it will be very, very difficult for human to, understand that this is AI or human. And so in so many cases, AI will be unbeatable. And the other problem is that another major thing that is happening that you see, humans have a number of advantages today. We are very good at multiple senses. When you are right now, you're listening to me. You're watching me. So you are using, you're pressing natural language. Your vision system is working, and many other things that are happening. Computers are not yet there. The other thing is that most of the progress is in either NLP with the text or in language or vision. But we are inherently, multisensory, multimodal, and that all these are not combined too well. And plus, we are able to take information right in the real time and incorporate them in our choices. The Chat GPT was trained, and the latest, not the main open version, free version, was trained in the September of the last year, 2022. So it does not have information on the latest thing that has happened, for example. Now, progress is being made so that the latest information coming in is incorporated. I had my own company, which I founded in 1999, in year 2000, had built a technology similar to what Google came out in 2012 called semantic search, using this so-called knowledge graph. So we built a comprehensive knowledge graph, but we would update that knowledge graph on daily basis, even more frequently. So we were doing real-time knowledge incorporation in the AI algorithm. That is now coming to the language models, to this. Another thing that is happening is, as I think I might have mentioned, situated intelligence, or, that there are 20,000, sensors right now. There are, we can put this here, a lot of video sensors and sound sensors and all that. And the ability to incorporate that, multisensory information is also going to come. Now, it may be 3 to 5 years away, but it's not too far. So all that is bringing in, a broad variety of capabilities that allows the machine to be more human-like in more and more of the task. So, yeah. I'm sorry?
In the same vein of like people recognizing AI, I think one of the biggest hurdles is replicating the little tics that people have. Like even if you get down, like moving all the muscles that are a thing, you get down reading body language, all that stuff. If you're trying to replicate someone, there are people who know them. Like even just spending a couple of days around y'all, I've started to notice some of the stuff that I do, and I can like probably learn and it's just like little stuff that just kind of gets filed away automatically. But when it's gone, like with whatever her name was on there, you were like even with this, like you're like, oh, you didn't make any jokes, but there are other stuff for sure that you didn't do. Like you might shift every couple seconds, you might have like hold yourself a certain way. Someone said it was just the posture. Like an AI might think it just have the posture, but the person is like hunch or one foot is higher than the other. Little stuff like that would be a big hurdle for someone.
Yeah, so I also myself, thought the same a little while ago, in that there are so many dimensions of human expression or manifestation, I would say, that you have a hard time. What would happen is that you'll start to see that in the short interaction, you will not be able to tell. In the longer interaction, you will initially tell. And that itself will, it will take more and more time for human to say whether it is real or fake. So this will go on. And so practical application, like you're making that phone call, so there you beat the system very well. And then you beat the system on more and more of those kind of stuff. And that pace is very fast. You see, when the computer power, the recent, announcement from NVIDIA. I think he announced that he's just come up, they just come up with the new technology chip that is 8,000 times faster than what it is today. And most of the AI, so the majority of the AI training is done on NVIDIA chips right now. That company is kind of very soon going to be $1 billion company, $1 trillion company, sorry, $1 trillion NVIDIA. So that if you say the 8,000 increase, that's going to change substantially the ability for machines to process all the variety of data, and our ability to collect data is also increased exponentially. As in the first slide that in fact I showed you. So I think it's going to be very, very hard, and it will take like very specialized, capability for
Someone who
human
studies like how the like things that AI does, they can like train to detect them.
Yeah, I mean, like, for example, handwriting detection, there are, expert in that kind of stuff. But for 90%, 95% of people, it would be not possible. So that is what is happening there. Yeah.
Do you really think that AI could really do that the same way humans do?
Yeah.
That's not really how humans work. They don't just take a lot of data and analyze it.
No, that is what has been the case until now. But it is suddenly changing. As I said, what is changing is that the growth is very massive.
It's like ChatGPT isn't like the underlying way that it works. It's mostly just a statistical problem. So
But remember,
fundamentally it doesn't work.
I understand. Remember, I told you that here for example, we are doing this neuro-symbolic techniques. So it is not just neural network techniques, but also symbolic techniques. And so we are combining the perception and cognition fundamentally. So so also what is called as system 1 or system 2, fast and slow thinking. And when you do that, we are getting another quantum jump in our ability to think, process in the same way that humans do. So all the powers that you see, all the things that Megha has shown you, they're all generative AI. Practically all, right? I don't think it will not show you anything that uses the knowledge.
Are there any that are like open source or that can be interacted with outside of like?
Well, kind of it's going on. We showed you the alleviate mental health chatbot. That underlying uses the technology it uses is what I'm talking about, symbolic, where we have neural networks and symbolic AI, medical knowledge. And by more refinement, we are still at early stage. So in 10 years, you see the deep learning revolution started in 2012. And we are only 11 years since then, or less than 11 years since then. If you made that progress now for neuro-symbolic AI, we only started, couple of years, 2-3 years ago. So we are at a kind of infancy in that, but it will grow very rapidly. And in another 5 to 8 years, we'll make massive changes. And that will be another, so the changes, massive change in computational power, massive incorporation of variety of data, all the modality of data, ability to combine data and knowledge. All these are coming together to make fundamental change in how AI progresses.
Yeah. One last thing. Have y'all seen that game called Human Enough?
Sorry?
That game called Human Enough?
Yeah, it just recently came out there. Yes, I have. I've looked at it. I have not tried it. No, I read the paper that came with it. Yeah. Wait, I think they can pull up what. Oh, this is Renjith's computer. Okay. Never mind.
What are you looking?
Is this okay? I think this is the game that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Right. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Okay. Also, I have 2 minutes to decide whether I'm talking with an AI or a human.
Yeah, let's just do. Okay.
Why don't you guys go ahead and give this a shot?
Oh.
Oh, that's it?
I think they went to the double L and lowercase. And they left.
Let's put it in.
No, I think it's an.
No, that's you.
Oh, yeah. Is this?
I was thinking, why would a human be
That's
talking?
very vague.
This is just.
I think it also has like a learning functions, like the more people talk to it, the better the AI gets at copying.
Yeah, that is the crux of machine learning, deep learning, right? The more data you feed for it to learn, the better it will perform. So I think we can take a lunch break now, and we will resume after. Yeah. So. 1 hour?
Yeah, 1:15.
Yeah, we'll see you all here at 1:15.